Hey guys, welcome back to Boxmining. Today I have Kenny Li from Manta Network.
Hey guys.
And this part of our talk ways is just kind of know people who have been in crypto, get some really unique insights.
Yeah.
Because Manta, you're building modular blockchain networks. You really have some insights into that space because right now, like layer two's very messy ecosystem. Maybe we can talk about that.
Very bad
Yeah, just
ecosystem.
exactly, exactly. Which is something that's cool to talk about. You're building a new platform for, or is it you? Can I say it's you building, or you're promoting?
Yeah.
a
We're building it
platform?
under Manta.
Under Manta, a platform to recycle meme coins,
Yeah.
like the ultimate shitcoin recycler.
Yes.
Okay, we got that there. Also, you recently been attacked or attempted attack by North Korean hackers, the Lazarus.
Oh, yeah.
You foiled their attack.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to talk about.
Elite team.
And we kind of wanted to do this as a semi-formal podcast style interview. So so this stuff is trying to push something onto you guys. I feel like that's kind of boring for 2025.
Yeah.
More fun to know a little bit about people and how people are going. And so I think that's going to be our format for today.
Let's do it.
What's the most exciting thing in your life, Kenny?
Well, there's a lot of exciting things in my life.
Okay.
On the business side, right? A lot of the stuff that we're doing at Manta, we're pivoting away from just pure infrastructure because, like I said, like the L2 side is just a complete mess right now, right? Like there's not enough users. And you end up with like all this infrastructure battle for the scraps and the crumbs. So we're pivoting away from that. So there's a lot of stuff going over there.
So how do you see it? So I mean, let's roll back a little bit, right? I mean, like the landscape was everyone wanted to build a layer 2 before because that's the hottest thing. Everyone saw that Ethereum blowing up.
Yeah.
But I guess now
it's the perp dex of 2023.
Right. and kind of now there's so much infrastructure, like so many roads out there. You know, you can't pick which road to use anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a very different environment now, right? It's kind of cooling down on the layer 2 front. Would you say that?
Definitely. Like, I mean, if you think about it, right? If you go on crypto Twitter, if you go on YouTube, if you go into Telegram channels, what do people talk about? They talk about in terms of ecosystems, right? Actually, I don't think anyone talks about the Ethereum ecosystem except to kind of shit on it these days. Solana, yes, right?
Yes.
Base on top of Ethereum, yes. BNB chain, yes. But apart from those three, right? Like, what other ecosystems are people really talking about every single day, right? Definitely not every other L2 out there. And so, like that's, face the music, right? It's just like
it's a different game, huh?
Yeah. It's like commercial real estate. We've built too many buildings and there's not enough people renting the offices.
Right. And that's just a fact, right? That's just a fact right now. But and I guess the worst part now is because there's Ethereum's becoming more usable, so there's less urgency to jump to new cities. I just stick with the Ethereum.
Yeah. Or just whatever ecosystems that are already there that have that massive community, right? And the three that I mentioned, definitely they have a user base that's magnitudes larger than most of the L2s in existence today.
Yeah, and just off a tangent here, right?
Yeah.
This is something I'm actually pondering. Because I recently had a call with Bartosz from Cube Exchange. We're talking how like crypto Twitter as a community is kind of limited in scope almost. Like it is the biggest community, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it's the biggest community, everyone's talking on it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I feel like it's limited in the scope where like you're not getting the full picture of what's going on, especially now that
you mean like in the rest of the world?
Well, not just the rest of the world, but like I feel like, okay, here's an example, right? During the massive liquidation event, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about losing money, getting liquidated, getting accounts blown up, but I heard nobody talking about winning, right? I mean, when the mass liquidation event like that happens, someone's got to be losing, someone's got to be winning, right? But why are all the losers on crypto Twitter?
I think, you know what? Like, I feel like that's honestly a trend, right? Like, yeah, sure, every now and then we hear people talking about how much money they make.
Yeah.
But I think majority of the people, when they make a bunch of money, they don't really say anything.
Yeah.
And it's always the people that lose a bunch of money that are always just like, going at it full force.
Why is this the loser pool, right? Where's the winners? I mean, like, someone's got to be holding lots of shorts, right?
Well, I mean, in a way, it kind of, like, wouldn't you feel bad if you got on crypto Twitter, you just lost a bunch of money and you saw a bunch of people tweeting about winning money?
That's true. There's just like one
You see
asshole.
everyone else.
There's just one asshole. Yeah, I mean,
they're in trenches with me.
just put it at the top. Fuck you all. But I will follow that guy. I will still follow him, you know. But I feel like maybe it's because of institutional capital moving in, or you think like that's where like there's a lot of people who are smart, they have a lot of money, a lot of banks, and maybe not people but institutions, and they're just not saying anything. Maybe they were the ones who caused this thing in the first place, and then they short the living shit out of it, and then they don't come out and say, "Hey guys, we're shorting." You know, they're just quiet.
I mean, yeah, and kind of like a parallel to that would just be straight up insider trading, right? So like, why would you brag about it? Maybe that's why.
I think maybe that's why. I think there's two sides of it, and I feel like this is where, you know, like I generally kind of view this as like where before back in crypto it was like a large community with small amounts of money each.
Yeah.
But now it's like small community with large amounts of money, and this small community is probably insider trading. Right? You might have to attend some more UFC matches. You know, maybe that's where, you know, things get moving along. You know.
Yeah.
I saw CZ. I saw CZ at a UFC. He was in the know.
That's true. He was with that guy who owns UFC.
Yeah, Dana White.
Dana White.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe we gotta get invited to some.
Dana White. I think he's like an advisor to Mark Zuckerberg too, right? And then also he's somehow related to the White House.
Yeah,
I think also in
well, Trump was promoting him during.
Yeah.
So he made a massive donation, and not usually.
So this is all buy signals, right?
Yeah.
Dana White's at the center of it all.
Correct. See what Dana White's doing, right?
He caused the crap.
He caused the cause. Yes, exactly. Because like that's how it gets going, right? You know those boxes that you.
I didn't see him tweeting anything that day.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true. So we gotta see the circle. Maybe he's the one behind it, but. Who knows? I feel like that's kind of the gist of things that we're, you know, now if you read, like I have this bad habit now, or maybe a good habit. Like now I kind of get the vibe from Cointelegraph, and I just do the reverse.
Okay, it's like that one guy that's on CNBC, and he has the big red button.
Yeah. Kramer, right?
Yeah.
Kramer is the reverse signal, and then now I feel like it's almost a case where both crypto Twitter and Cointelegraph are the reverse signals.
Really?
Yeah, whatever people are feeling, just go to reverse.
Are you actually trading on that, or are you just guessing?
Almost, because like when I was really bullish and I was fighting the market, that was last week, right? So last week, ETH was down to 3,800, right? I felt like ages ago. When everyone was bearish, and I saw like the most bearish posts on Cointelegraph, and I was telling everyone, look, this is where I'm placing my longs. Now, like you know, we're up to 4,200. It feels like yeah, I was right. And then now I'm like. Closing those positions and shorting a little bit, and then everyone's super bullish. I'm like, okay, I feel like you know, maybe I'm just a reverse of everyone else, and it kind of works.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really trade that much. I just buy and hold.
But do you get into any of those inner circle infights? You know, like you know, you're being your past history. You know, you're in elite schools. You're being in the U.S. markets. You know, you're getting secret invites to some secret parties with Trump. Or like,
I went to his inauguration.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah. Did you get anything there?
Like alpha?
Yeah.
I heard about Trump Coin early.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a start.
Yeah.
I think you gotta pay more. You gotta donate more.
I think so. I think there's definitely levels to it.
Right. You're in the wrong donation too.
Yeah.
I
got dumped on by the higher donation.
Yes,
tiers.
Correct. There you go. All right, Kenny. So as an experiment. Before it comes next time, you gotta donate at least a couple million. All right, get your name out
there. Get the alpha and get the ROI.
Right,
that was actually pretty high ROI on the donation. Yeah, especially if you got into the room where like they're just like buy Trump coin now.
Right.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah,
dude, that's good business.
That's good business, right? So you gotta donate to UFC.
Yeah.
You gotta donate to the White House and see which one yields higher.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my next question in my next interview. Which one gives you a higher yield? Right?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right.
Once I get into the signal chat, that's how I know I made it.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. You got the Telegram group where they launch wars and stuff. There was that Telegram where they start wars and where the vice president, the president, the military council.
Venezuela.
Can't do that one.
Rocket emojis.
That's the main thing. Exactly. Rocket. I want to see this pretty Li guy. Rocket, nuclear. YOLO, America flag. Eagle. All right, so okay, so that's kind of we really detoured there, but like I just wanted to talk about that. Okay,
Yeah.
so moving back on target, L2's really messy, bad situation. So what are you doing
Yeah.
now? What's your kind of focus on, man?
So I feel like, Manta, this isn't the first time we pivoted, right? Because we started
Mm,
off in the Polkadot ecosystem.
right.
We built that parachain L1, right? And ironically, now I feel like privacy is a huge narrative, right? Have you been seeing that? Zcash pumps so hard. And then Mert from Solana is just pushing ZK on Solana
Mm.
like freaking,
It makes sense.
yeah. But it's crazy. Like, I swear I was preaching this like years ago. No one
It's the wrong
listened.
time.
And then we had, I know,
It's
we're
the wrong
too
time.
early. Yeah.
It's the wrong time. You should have paid.
That's the
You didn't pay.
That's the one lesson I learned in crypto so far. Everything is the wrong time. Until you decide to not do it anymore, then it's the right time.
Hey, your modular can plug it back in. Plug it back in. Come on, it's not too late.
I wish.
Some cables out.
Man, we'll take the Polkadot L1 and put it on Solana.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
you
we'll
go.
do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, back on focus. So kind of moving away from L2 narrative. What are you doing now though? Like what's the kind of the key narrative?
Now we're just focusing on the application layer
Mm.
because we're talking about with too many commercial real estate buildings, not enough renters.
Mhm.
So we decided, you know what? If there's not enough users, there's obviously not enough use cases.
Mhm.
And so we went out on a limb and decided, okay, we're going to be focusing a lot on bringing those sort of what we believe are pretty cool bets, interesting novel use cases to the blockchain. Because I figured the world probably doesn't need another perp dex right now, and it probably doesn't need another DAT, right? And so, what else can you do, right? You got to build something new. And so we're just experimenting with a lot of things. And so far, I think it's been pretty fruitful, right? And our experimentation allows us to actually cooperate with these larger chains, with these larger ecosystems, rather than trying to compete, which I think is a futile effort. And so, we've got this Metaphysics app, right? One of the first Metaphysics Web3 app in the world called Super Fortune.
Okay.
It's on BNB chain, and it is the top performing, highest volume, highest DAUs on BNB chain for, I don't know, several weeks. I don't even know.
What does it do? So I was not aware of this.
It's really funny because Super Fortune uses
I like the name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just the name alone. You have to use it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to have good fortune. So it's coming from Bazi. You know Bazi.
Right.
Like feng shui.
Yeah.
Like people's lives.
Right. We'll put that on screen. Like Martin brings it up.
So the this idea of Bazi, it's actually it's like astrology, but Asian people.
Asian astrology.
Right. And so it's heavily used in China, Vietnam, Korea, Japan, et cetera. And a lot of people actually use Bazi for crypto trading in Asia.
And so, it's Chinese TA.
Yeah.
Chinese fortune teller.
Exactly.
TA. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the cosmic lines that show you what to do, right? And so we decided, okay, you know what if we built an app specifically to pair Bazi with crypto trading? And so we built that app, and it reads all the different contracts and all the information about all these different tokens and all this other stuff, and it pairs it with your Bazi.
Oh, okay.
And so now we're seeing a lot of action from all these crypto trading communities that are using the bot to do their daily trading activities.
And this sounds really ridiculous. Okay, if you're coming from a Western mindset, it sounds really stupid, right? Because you're like, oh, do I need to?
It's called MBTI.
And astrology. What's your star system?
Right.
But the Chinese
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day when when I was gonna work for a Chinese company, even before getting hired, they're like, "Yo, what's your date of birth? What's your
yeah." And now a lot of like Korean companies do a lot of MBTI.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So there's a huge market for that. Apparently,
it is huge. And so
so you built that as an application layer. So it's basically the bot tells you, okay, look, your star system, you're more suitable for
these types of trades, these types of coins, all this other stuff.
And then, or like my star system, I'm more suitable with Trump. I should dye my hair orange.
Yeah.
There you go.
His inauguration.
Right. I should have.
But so that one's been performing really well. And we even actually used the app ourselves, and we started doing some sort of trading, we're up. I'm just saying, I don't know how it works, but somehow it works, right? Billions of people trust Bazi, maybe for a reason.
Okay, it's outside of the box. It's very outside of the box. I wouldn't. When I first met you, I wouldn't have thought. Kenny's gonna make a fortune now.
I wouldn't have thought that either.
I thought you were more of the modular blockchain plug and play.
I know,
ZK and whatever. But now a full.
See, the way the idea started was, I was actually thinking that it would be great if we could get people's MBTIs using AI.
Right.
And then the AI could become this person that could help you understand other people better based on their other personalities and how they match yours. Right, it's like, if you and I were arguing,
right,
we don't want to understand each other. We kind of just want to start to win. Our ego gets into play. But when there's a third person, all of a sudden we both listen to this
like
person.
A therapist.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so this AI, I was thinking, okay, we would help people build stronger relationships through AI.
Right.
That was how it started. And then our team was like, that's boring. But
your relationship with these coins.
Yes. No one cares about relationships with each other. They just want to make relationships with money. So yeah. So super fortune. Bazi.
And the Vietnamese, I've heard, the various Chinese, not even just Chinese communities, but Chinese communities, they're all they're loving this.
Yeah. So we've got our Telegram bot is live and it's being integrated into all these different trading communities. People are using it almost on a daily basis, maybe some on an hourly basis, just getting it to supplement their trading strategies. We have news agencies. I can't name any right now because it's still under NDA. Yeah. So they want to integrate Super Fortune into their news apps for their users. And so, it's a huge market. Yeah.
There you go. That's how life works, right? Yeah. Sometimes you don't have to solve. You don't have to make the world a better place.
Yeah. Hertz isn't the only answer here.
Correct. You don't have to. You don't have to build rockets and send humans to Mars. You can just do the little things improve our relationship with coins.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey,
solving real problems.
Real problems. That's pretty amazing. So that's number one. Do you want to talk about your trash panda? Your
trash panda.
Your dumpster trucks.
Yeah. So we the other problem was actually a very, very personal problem of mine, which is I actually trade a lot of meme coins,
right?
And so I have tons of meme coins on Solana, on Base, on BNB chain, whatever. And I was just thinking all these memes, they're worth nothing now, and I just have a giant pile of trash in my wallet. And so, we decided, why don't we turn them into something else? And so we built Junk Fun. We are launching with Bonk. In fact, we are launching it on tomorrow, which maybe by the time this airs is already out. But
I think our editing speed is not that fast.
No worries. So we launched Junk Fun, and it basically takes all your worthless memes and it transforms it into chances to win bigger prizes. So every time you bring your memes in, you burn those memes, you earn points. And those points, you can use them on our weekly raffles. For the first month, us and Bonk, we're putting forth $50,000, $50,000 in prizes. So, that's what's going to be in the raffle pool. And every time someone burns their memes, we increase the raffle pool size. So, that's pretty interesting. I think it'll be a lot of fun because there's millions of wallets out there that just have, worthless meme coins that people don't know what to do with.
Initially I thought, this is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But that being said, because this emotional attachment, but maybe this is you have to maybe the action of burning, you have to say thank you to these coins.
That's super fortune.
That's right. You can integrate these things together.
Burning incense,
and it's time to go. And bring me more fortune. I think that might be.
That's true. That could have been a whole different sort of lore.
Yeah,
our lore is now just dumpsters and raccoons.
But hey, man, I think we're onto something. Because we form emotional attachments to some of these meme coins. I'm not sure about
really.
You.
I've never formed.
I
formed anger to most of them.
In a dumpster,
Because that dog lost me hundreds of dollars.
But he's cute.
Okay. Sure.
It might 100x again.
But he used his cuteness to get your money.
Oh, okay.
How is that different than a
He scammed
Russian
me.
or Chinese spy?
That's true.
Right? The
That's
sexy
true.
spy or the sex spies.
Okay,
You know?
cool. So we get rid of the
Sex spies.
sex spies and convert that into money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put a link down below.
Thanks.
So okay. So you're continuing doing build. So I think that's interesting. So build kind of works, huh? In a way.
Yeah, I mean, so far we've gotten pretty interesting feedback, right?
Mhm.
Because I do think that, like, you know, apart from airdrop farming and all that other stuff, people are looking for really interesting breakthrough use cases because I do think, like, people, they want to find what that next big thing is. And it's probably not the, you know, 10th perp dex. It's probably not the 500th L2. Right?
Perp
So-
decks. Come on. Come on.
I keep harping on perp dexes. It's
Come
just like
on.
everyone
You know
keeps
you want
saying,
some. You want some. You want. You know, Aster works, so it's billions of dollars. Hey, what's not sexy about billions of dollars, man?
that's true.
It's like trash pandas or billions of dollars.
That's true. Yeah.
But I mean, the problem is, of course, everyone's doing it, and
Yeah.
CZ's there already. So,
And yeah, exactly.
CZ's got a big part of the pie. So
It's tough.
it's tough. It's tough.
And by the time, like, you launch and you're part of the trend, it probably only lasts another month. And then you got to do the next trend, whatever that's going to be.
Yeah, and I guess I mean, you've been in the space for a long time, and you know, what would you say is like the strongest lesson you've learned, you know, from launching different projects and also doing stuff? Like, what would you think is this like the strongest or most important lesson? I know I'm putting you on a
man.
spot there. We didn't have a question list prior to this.
No worries. I think a few lessons, right? Like, when it comes to just the market, never be afraid to pivot. I think when you look back on the history of all the innovations happening in Web3, the projects that didn't pivot, 99% of them are dead.
Yeah.
Right. And selection bias, you look back and you're like, oh, well, you know, like, there's still a lot existing. But yeah, sure, those are the ones that made it out alive because they found product market fit. They took the highest market share, but there's only so much to go around, right? You know, one of my favorite examples of a pivot is Safe, right? Gnosis started off as a prediction market. Right. Too early for its time.
Yes.
But as soon as they stopped, right? Where did we hear this story before?
Yes.
But I mean, they built the world's largest, you know, decentralized multisig. And so, you know, that was very powerful. And they wouldn't have done that if they didn't pivot. Right. And so I think, like, there's a lot of success that you see in the market today is all based on a lot of different sort of pivots, innovations, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, on the innovation side, definitely don't be scared to pivot, because at the end of the day, you're fighting for survival, you're fighting for product market fit, you're fighting for market share. So anything that you need to do to get there, it's I think a respectable option. Yeah. So that's on the market side. I think on the team side, right? Like, definitely, you know, find people that you can be in this for the long haul with. Right? Like Manta, you know, we had a phase where we were super hot, right? And that phase is typically called pre-TGE.
Yeah. Right before your big airdrop. Yeah. Tons of money's gonna fly.
But coolest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And then after TGE, right, like, there was a phase where we're just not cool anymore, right? And so, but all along through that whole journey, you know, your team, your friends, your partners, right? Like, they'll be with you. And so if you find the right team members, right, like, it's really a long-term vision here. Because like, a lot of our team members, right, like, I was even surprised, like, but you know, when they have their work anniversaries, they would post about it on Twitter and stuff and be like, wow, this person's been with us for like 3 or 4 years now. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, so
that's a good, I think so. And time moves on and time changes things.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to agree with your first point, right? I mean, Boxmining used to be a channel about mining, right? You know,
I thought it was a channel about boxes.
Yeah, there you go. So boxes, and now we don't have boxes or mining at this current point. You know, we just have you. So, you know, I feel like, finding the right market. I think, and then people probably gave you a lot of shit for that, right? I think there was a people who
I think at the beginning, yeah. So like, when we shifted from Polkadot to Ethereum, people were like, "Oh, you're leaving the Polkadot ecosystem, all this other stuff," and there was a bunch of, you know. And even when we're shifting over to applications, right? Like, I think the biggest fear in our head, honestly, was people would think that we're just like a dev shop or something, but that's not true, right? Like we know the space, we have the connections, and in order to make a product work, it's way more than just building a product, throwing it out there and saying good luck, right? And so I think like that edge really made a difference in the success between the products that we've released so far. But we're scared. We're scared that if we do it, people will be like, oh, they're giving up on their infrastructure, they're giving up on all this other stuff, and but like you got to work past what the temporary fears are, because at the end of the day, all that matters is whether it works or not. And if it works, then people will say, wow, I knew it would work.
The fortunate thing,
Those
you're onto
guys,
something.
yeah.
It's a good pivot, like I think I mean, you pivoted from people understanding people to people understanding the fortune. And I think that's a great pivot.
Yeah.
I would never have thought that would work, but hey, here we are standing to this day. So I think that's a good tip. I think we've done quite a long interview actually. I won't think I have one more question about long term.
Go for it.
So we're kind of in a weird phase right now, right? We have Bitcoin, Ethereum hitting all-time highs, but at the same time, we have a very quiet crypto Twitter. We have a very quiet altcoin market space. Like, where do you see us going? Like, do you have any insights or any rationale behind this?
Yeah. It's funny because, when we first started, not Manta, but just crypto, right? Like we're supposed to eliminate the middleman. That was the whole promise of Ethereum. And all of a sudden it's all about being the middleman, like making that money, right? Making that revenue.
Yeah.
that's
lowest hanging fruit, guys.
Yeah. But I think like that's where it's headed. I think that like, people are starting to look past just speculative assets. Because that sort of generation of narratives and all that stuff, it was a fun time. But I think now people are really waking up to the music and saying like, okay, but are these things really going to be around in 5 or 10 years? The ones that make money, right? They definitely will be. They'll grow, they'll expand, they'll continue to capture market share. And have for that users. Super fortune.
Actually, we just need more leverage trading platform.
No, that's the exact opposite, because so many people are going to be wiped out. All the believers, what use are they when they have no money to believe in anymore, right? Yeah.
So you need fortune. Fortune's forever.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go. Fortune's forever, and trash is forever.
Yeah. Both, right? We're basically building the platforms for the trenches. Yeah.
Cool. That's a cool way of looking at it. So guys, folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. Guys. I really want to ask Kenny, how your $1 million donation with the Trump campaign. We'll do that. I'll put the pressure on next talk, but I hope you guys enjoy this podcast and this this format. And we'll see you soon, Kenny.
Yeah.
Peace,
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.